Hello and welcome to a little bit of me playing Marina Kingdom this time in Victoria 3. Yeah, it's great. This is just some early, like, first 40 years early gameplay. Lots of fun stuff. You start off in a pretty bad spot with less than 5% literacy and all that jazz. Not great, but hey, you know what? With the new spheres of influence stuff and everything going on, you have options, to say the least. You have options. Yeah, no, that's it, really. There's a bunch of stuff to do. You've got a lot of technology that you need to grab to catch up, and universities and such are fairly vital to your recovery. In this game, I do kind of try out becoming a little bit of a overlord myself, and trying to mess around with some of the newer mechanics and newer things. And yeah, it feels like getting rid of the landowners is now a little bit easier. Is at least how I've felt playing so far. I don't know. It feels like it's easier to get them out of power by building a lot of these things, and obviously financial districts doing their own thing in the background is fantastic as well, as long as, you know, things are going well, that is. We have a bunch of stuff going on at the moment. Obviously we've got academia and everything, navigation being a fairly useful thing. Boats are very important in this game, and infrastructure building more so. You have a lot of natural resources. You have access to whales very early. You have some oil, lots of authority to be able to throw in taxes, lots of laws and technologies. It is quite hard to start with, though, and figuring out what to go for is a bit of a pain. But I would say construction sectors and go from there. Obviously with whaling especially, it's kind of not great to have livestock. I don't know if cotton is an option for Marina Kingdom, but playing with livestock today especially, I can say for a fact I'm no longer a big fan of the livestock. They've changed the numbers and they're not very good anymore, which is very disappointing. At least I don't think they are. Maybe combined with some vacuum packing and stuff, you can get away with some good things, but who knows about that anyway? Who knows? Yeah, we'll see how things go. If they're going well, they're going well. If they're not going well, then who maybe figure some other stuff out, shall we? But yeah, other than that, yeah, try grabbing some vassals, not really, to be honest. I didn't do anywhere near as much as I should have. I was a bit scared. Obviously, you start off with a tiny economy and an infinitesimally small population. So the correct option, as I always will know, is go and grab yourself an overlord, like Portugal. Maybe someone with more population, like Spain. Maybe someone with a lot more population, like the British, or Russia, or China, or Prussia. Like you have so few pops that, well, yeah, about 40 years in, you start running out of people with just basic construction stuff and balancing. Let alone if you grab other nations. And obviously there is that risk that your what do you call them, different, oh, this is me looking for iron and eventually settling on, yeah, on Somalia, I believe. But yeah, like, you kind of have, oh, I got very lucky with one of my leaders, I suspect, and got myself the chance to get away from monarchy as well. But yeah, it's kind of hard to say, really. But you want to join an overlord, and you want to get those laws passed for multiculturalism and stuff, and have yourself a massive population. That's literally it. You just want to build a massive population as soon as possible, and you're in a much better state. The easiest way to do that is to sponge that population off other people and other nations. China's a great example. Who else is there? There's, yeah, obviously the British. There's the Prussians even. There's the Russians. There's North Africa, Egypt, Ottomans. They all have fairly low standards of living, and with the right texts and the right things, you can definitely get yourself a few fairly decent migrations, and obviously open borders and or even migration controls. You're in a much better spot. And until then, we have all kinds of things going on here. Yep, this is me picking a target. I went with these guys, and eventually I just grew them into a big old state that was a vassal of ours. Getting a little bit of income, getting a little bit of this and that. There you go. And boats go brr. Not a problem at all. They didn't have a single troop, which is why I chose them. And I think I literally saw a thing that I ignored, which was a vassal request, which maybe I shouldn't have. But yeah, this video is only one early game thing. The late game here goes pretty badly, all things considered. But yeah, you have a lot of natural resources. You can maybe take the foreign investments. That could help your economy quite a bit, but it could also run you out very quickly of population if you're not careful. Definitely run you out of what's it called, infrastructure absurdly quickly as well, which is something that does come up later in the game. You need those railways eventually, otherwise things just do not go well. But yeah, it's grab vassals, make them powerful, and figure out things from there. Is basically what you're meant to be doing. And yeah, if you can't do that, then go join someone else and work on increasing your economy, building up, and then gaining independence is your best bet as well. Obviously expand into Africa, which is something I didn't do, which was quite dumb of me. Get those vassals from Zulu, get those vassals from Gaza, get those... Pick up, like, random states in the Arabian Peninsula, pick up random states in Asia, Southeast Asia. Just try and expand and try and get yourself into a stable position and not get overswarmed by angry vassals. That too is a good idea. Keep everyone happy and placated. You get a fair amount of diplomacy, 700, so you may as well use it, you know. And obviously trade. Just keep doing stuff like that. Eventually you're in a good spot. And use foreign investment on your vassals. Yeah, keep their economies reliant on you. And make money off of it. This is the way of Marina Kingdom, to be honest, because you don't have a lot you can do. And obviously with the very limited population, eventually you reach the point where you can't build anything because you've automated everything to the best of your ability so far, and anything else would just be a waste because no one would work there. So you want to start getting people migrating in, and you want to start investing in other nations. That would actually work quite well for Belgium, potentially, and some of the other European powers where you have a lot more wealth to begin with. But yeah, maybe a Switzerland game where you do that would be not great, because you don't have access to the oceans. Italy? Well, there's a lot to do when you're Italy. That's the thing. But yeah, like, go for these wars, get involved and do stuff. Maybe not Marina Kingdom though. Maybe play as like a middling power, like Argentina? No, you can do too much. Somewhere where you're kind of a little bit trapped in what to do and how to do things by Yeah, Josian, like last video, that would work. Who else is there? Come on, I know. There's plenty, there's plenty. But no, yeah, like, there you go. There's... Anyway, Marina Kingdom, yeah. Like, you just build your cattle ranches, build your wood, build granaries, rice fields, whatever, rye fields. Take your fabric, build clothing and dyes and paper even potentially, and just be confused at the revolt in Britain. Also, yay, Birmingham is the capital, I guess, sure. Construct, to be honest. South Madagascar, Merina, yeah, so you have North and South Madagascar, you have lots of things to do, you have lots of... You can do groceries as well, because you can produce a lot of meat from whaling, and you can produce a lot of fish from fishing. And with those things, you can produce a ton of groceries. So if you get access to iron from, say, Somalia, or from some states in North Africa, or from, well, inner Morocco from North Africa, or grabbing them from the Southeast Asia region, Brunei and stuff as well. And you can put yourself at odds with China for Lanfang. And you can cripple your economy by building too many construction sectors and not paying enough attention. You can, yeah, build universities. Paper is pretty easy, the basic stuff. Sulfur, again, you'll need to grab from somewhere. Alsa also exists, sorry, if you need iron. They have a little bit there as well. You can go to war with Egypt. You can fight them. I could have done that. That's pretty... Yeah, and then you can kind of develop your nation internally in pretty much any direction within reason. But yeah, no, this just becomes a very quiet game. There you go, that's me grabbing more states in Somalia. Kind of expanding a bit slowly for Garci. There's two different ways to give a state to a vassal. One way which reduces their liberty desire, and another way which has no effect. Please remember to use the one that reduces liberty desire and not be like me, because that would have made getting to the point where I could potentially try and annex them a possibility. Annexing vassals is a great idea, unless you don't have the right laws to be able to accept the cultures and religions in their nation, in which case you might want to just keep them around. Maybe keep them happy and try and figure out a way to keep them dependent on you. That's pretty much your best bet there. Obviously, tinker with their laws a bit as well. I think that would increase their liberty desire, but if you can get them going down certain paths, that would definitely be interesting. Just allying them with you a little bit, you know? Just because you can, just because you maybe should. Or not, who knows. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, no, that's it. Marina Kingdom, again, another very fun name. Honestly, most nations can be fun. Marina is just a hard nation to play. It's like Zulu. I've played a little bit of Zulu before, and they're a very hard nation to play as well. But once you can get it done, and you can get it down those starting moves, you're in a great spot, to be completely honest. And yeah, there you go. All the laws you can change. Like, you can turn them away from traditionalism, which doesn't make much sense. I think if you click the button, it'll say, oh, you need certain laws and you need that law as well, which would make sense. But forcibly changing a vassal's policies like that and encountering civil wars in them is great, because you can, help them in a civil war and they'll be happy about it. Why do I think of all the good strategies while I'm recording? That's why I do this, though. I think of all the good strategies when I actually talk about the things. And then, yeah. But yeah, this was 40 of... I basically don't do anything in 40 years other than build up a navy and use it almost never. If I'm looking at this now, I would be grabbing Alsa. I would be grabbing all these other states. I would be aiming myself to fight Ethiopia and vassalize and annex Ethiopia, try and build up my economy. GDP of 2.3 mil is fantastic, considering you start at like less than a mil potentially, which is just insane. So more than doubled it in 30 years, give or take. Watching the French just have a little bit of a revolt is, well, it's the French. They do like their revolutions and their revolts and all that good stuff. But yeah, like, all that's happening, and you're just chilling in this Marina Kingdom. Maybe try to abuse some of these nations a little bit when they're in the middle of a civil war. It's a little harder, I think, in this game, because you kind of have to do it early on, and then you have to pray that their main war goals are something you can deal with. And yeah, again, triple laws, or whatever they're called. I cannot remember. Triple events at the same time. Very, very confusing that I keep getting those once in a while. And this is where I'm like, well, you have 195 bureaucracy. Or just 95 bureaucracy. That seems like an option as well. Either way, maybe just max out your things so that you can annex, and then, oh, that's a strategy, isn't it? Max out law enforcement and then just annex people and worry less about the effects of radicals and upset people. And maybe stamp out. Yeah, there's so many options I have, and so many things I should and could be doing. Oh yeah, this is me honestly, this was the annoying one. I shouldn't even bother annexing AEK. I should have vassalized them and then expanded the rest of that and then had them as a second vassal. Although I did build some stuff in the state, iron mines and the like, it's like I could have just done it. I could have just done it myself. I was a bit annoyed that they didn't have the technologies. Some of the vassals didn't have technologies that I did, which is probably why I was a bit more frustrated. Like that one over there, would have loved it if they could have upgraded to using coal, because I have a bunch of coal available in Madagascar, and obviously with coal I can import iron from them and get steel and do all that stuff. Same as importing it from AEK over here. And oh yeah, colonization. I could colonize a bit actually as well. It's not homeland states or anything, but going down the route of trying to rush malaria prevention is also an option that you could have done well. And yeah, we're kind of getting towards the end here, so it's a bit over 30 years. This is the last 10 years that I played. And yeah, behold, battles in AEK and doing all that stuff, expanding in Southeast Asia. I could have grabbed Gaza, I could have grabbed Zulu as well. And then use them to grab Transvaal and all the other stuff. And yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot I could have done. I was a bit cautious in this game, and I'm still trying to figure things out. Like not annexing Somaliland when I had the chance. Again, why did I not? Their economy and my economy rely on each other quite a bit. Annexing them would have been pretty good. Potentially. But yeah, like, it's the hard part. And 2.3, this is basically where my economy just kind of stagnates a bit, which is frustrating and annoying. But yeah, kind of figuring it out from there. Yeah. It is all good, though. It's all good. Like, what's honestly the worst that's happening here? Nothing. I'm just completely bankrupting everything as I attempt to go to war and ignore that peace deal. Oh, this was my other mistake. The 40 years of attempting naval invasions on AEK. Oh god, I forgot I did this. This was awful. Oh, they have artillery, yeah? Maybe I should get artillery now instead of just using infantry. Yeah. This one takes a while for me to figure out, but also I upgrade my military halfway through this, because yeah, that's not line infantry, they had line infantry, I wasn't paying enough attention. So they have the massive defense, and I have no offense, so I was basically using the fact that I had 5 times their military as an excuse to beat them up until I could take them out, which is exactly what happened. And that's me adjusting stuff to try and get tenant farmers and mercantilism. I got a lot of protectorate, protective trade, so obviously I could and did end up going protectionism, because there was a little civil war for protectionism. I should have just gone straight to it, let's be honest, that was a misplay by me. But yeah, mercantilism and protectionism is when my economy started actually becoming fairly reliable and stable, and trade became more important, which meant I should maybe have downgraded some of those institutions or built some new ones, because I did have a bit of cash floating around, pretty much only using the cash just to buy nationalize buildings basically and industries, which good stuff. Honestly, yeah, this game, this first half, I will probably play Marina again and change a few of my moves up and go after some things a bit earlier and technology-wise. Going for that early navy is fantastic, but I just didn't abuse it enough in the first 20 years. Like, I should have gone for all of those states in Africa, regardless of how useful they are. Just having them around boosts my economy a bit and gives us the ability to build a lot more stuff that they can rely on me for, like like clothing in particular, and staple goods type things, and meat and grain as well, although it probably wouldn't be fantastic, but yeah. That's it pretty much. It's like, yeah, I had the option of doing so much stuff as Marina Kingdom, and I kind of just was figuring things out and learning and doing stuff, and I didn't really plan out anything too well. That was just me trying to solve, yeah, just the Siak battle. I think I did end up vassalizing Siak. I forgot about this bit. But yeah, this is the last 2 years now, and yeah, obviously you can see there's the protectionism being enacted because we had a little bit of a revolution for it, so thought I may as well. Government-wise, I probably should get away with getting contested unacceptable governments a lot more often. It means I can put in groups. I do this in the Morocco game, actually, and I get some absolutely fantastic stuff going on by just accepting a slightly unacceptable government. And yeah, authority becomes a bit of an issue now, and look at that, 54% for interventionism. Maybe that would be a good idea, right? Nah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we're kind of getting towards the end of it, so yeah, thanks. Well played if you managed to get to the end, to listening to me ramble while you just super speed through everything.